All right, we're here, just sitting alone in my apartment for 2 months straight. Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel and happy Pride Month. This is definitely a weird one. I think this TikTok I made sums it up pretty well. So this Pride is definitely unlike any other because it's probably not going to exist, or if it is, it's going to be virtual at least. I wanted to come on here and talk about my past Pride experiences, which, just to give a little detail, as anyone knows, coming out is not like a you wake up one day and you're out process. It happens over the periods of time. And 2 years ago, I finally felt comfortable enough in going to a Pride parade. And that was back in Pittsburgh because that's where I grew up and that's where I lived with my parents over the summer. So when it came to Pride, I honestly had no idea what to expect. Obviously you see things online like from New York and LA, and I kind of thought it was gonna be like that. I thought it was gonna be like super fabulous, drag queens everywhere. Well, we drive down and we get there and it was cool, but like for the most part, I'm gonna be honest, it was just a bunch of companies with their employees marching down the street saying, yeah, we support you, which is obviously super great and validating to hear. But I kind of was like, yo, like where's Sharon Needles, Pittsburgh queen, hello? Also with Prides, there are usually like some kind of weekend event. I think for Pittsburgh, the night before the parade, they had like a concert, and I believe that was Troye Sivan, which I don't know why I didn't go to that. I've been a long time Troye Sivan listener and I've never seen him live, but I thought the parade was like the thing to do. So I didn't pay for the concert or anything the night before. I ended up going to the parade and I was a little disappointed, just a little bit. Again, we took awesome pictures. There's a whole vlog about it on my channel, which I'll link up above. I don't know, I just thought it was gonna be a little more fabulous. That's literally the only word I could think of to describe my ideal Pride. And I also want to give a disclaimer for that. I did not grow up, like when I say grow up, I mean like out and gay kind of grow up in Pittsburgh, because I didn't go to school there. I went to school in Cleveland, Ohio. So I was more aware of the gay bar and like culture there rather than Pittsburgh. So who knows, maybe if I would have known like where to go to have fun in the community there, I would have had more fun. So that's not to discourage small town prides whatsoever. I'm just saying my experience going into it, knowing literally absolutely nothing like of what to expect. The whole day, even like the festival, there really wasn't like much of a festival with like food or anything. It was literally just a bunch of companies either handing you stuff or trying to sell you stuff with rainbows all over it. So we kind of dipped out of there pretty early. It was just going to the parade, woohoo, and back. Fast forward a year. Now I'm living in Anaheim, California, so obviously I'm gonna go to LA Pride. I was thinking about this. I was kind of like, why wasn't Marissa, why didn't we plan for her to visit me while Pride was happening? Then I started remembering like all the dates of when things were happening. She was coming to visit in July because we were going to VidCon together. I think like literally days after Pride. Yeah, Pride was like on a Sunday and I flew out on a Tuesday to go home for like my like first and only like visit home from the Disney college program. And we based that all around Ariana's Pittsburgh concert date. Needless to say, I didn't go to LA Pride with my girlfriend because I was living in LA without her last year. So I went with my roommates instead. This is where the story gets, I literally wrote so much of it this morning because I've repressed so much of this. But let's just start at the beginning of the day. So the reason I told you about the whole like Troye Sivan thing is because I kind of felt like I missed out. For LA Pride, they had a festival with like singers and drag queens and stuff like that. It was like a festival you paid for. It was closed in, you had to get a ticket to get in, and it was happening after the parade. I made me and all my roommates buy tickets to this thing because I thought that the parade wasn't gonna be satisfying. I thought that you had to go to the festival. Turns out everyone agrees the festival is overpriced and like not super fun. So I think the parade started maybe at like 10 or something, and we honestly didn't get there until like later in the afternoon. The parade was still going on, but we weren't there for the start of it. There was already crowds along the streets everywhere. Like there was no way we were gonna get a spot or anything. We walk up, I don't know what the street name is, but there's like a US Bank and like a Starbucks. Anyone who knows WeHo, in like the park where the festival is, was literally right across the street. I think it's is it Rocco's or something, I think is on that corner in the hardware store. Anyways, doesn't matter. The festival was right across the street from where we were, and we were like trying to figure out a way to cross the street because a parade is happening, to get over there and get in the festival, because we honestly just were like, yeah, we're never gonna find a spot for the parade anyways. We all mutually decided that we were there for the festival. First off, and this is important, my roommate decided, hey, if we lose each other for any reason, meet back up here. I kind of rolled my eyes, not gonna lie, because like I'm like, we have cell phones, why would we need like a meeting place, but that is crucial for any kind of parade, protest, riot, crucial to let your friends know where you are or meet like a safe space for you guys to meet back up if you get lost. When we walked to the right, there's just a bunch of storefronts over there. We thought we were gonna be able to cross like at the normal like crosswalk, but the parade was still going on. So we just kind of turned around and walked the other way. That was a mistake. So there's a little bit of backstory too. This is so intricate. The week before Pride, we went to the like Kiss FM Summer Series Festival or whatever. There's a concert with, you know, Taylor Swift, Jonas Brothers, but there was also like a free festival beforehand. The only person I wanted to see was Scotty Sire. And let me just say, I have never, ever experienced dehydration in my life like that day. There's all these vendors like trying to sell you like their products, their service for free, get you to sign up. And one of them was a ramen place. So we ate these just really small cup of ramen just as like free food. I mean, we figured we'd get food from the two freaking food trucks that were there, but we were like, oh, let's just eat this ramen to tide us over. Ramen is literally salt. That's like literally all ramen is, just noodles and salt. We're standing there and my mouth is becoming the Sahara Desert. So as soon as this one, I don't know why I didn't just leave the act early. It was all just in the same area. I dart over to the sushi truck because I'm like, I need something like fresh. I cannot have like a burger right now. I need something fresh. I need a bottle of water. I can't believe no one was handing out waters for free. Like, that's just boggles my mind to this day that that's how the world works. The line was like 20 minutes because there was only like 2 or 3 food trucks in this entire festival. I kid you not, as soon as I'm like giving my order to the man, the announcer goes, up next, Scotty Sire. And it's like, I like was having a panic attack because not only was I like about to pass out, I like am also now missing the only person I wanted to see because like there was no freaking like lineup schedule or anything. Still breaks my heart to this day, but it really doesn't matter because I saw Scotty 2 more times last year to make up for it. Because that happened in Pride, I'm like, okay, do not get dehydrated because the Scotty concert was not a hot day at all. I was wearing a hoodie and like fine. Pride was hot and I was wearing this black t-shirt. So I'm like, let's just figure out how to cross the street and I'll get a bottle of water when I get there. You're probably wondering, Julia, why wouldn't you just bring a bottle of water? The concert that we went to the week before was clear bag only, and they actually were handing out these like clear wristlets. So we just assumed like it's 2019, everything is clear bag nowadays, like any event you go to. So all of us just used our clear wristlets to go to Pride. We didn't bring any kind of bags or satchels or anything else, including water bottles. I don't know why. I mean, like we could have probably like carried around a clear water bottle. I think we just didn't want to carry stuff because we were planning on being there all day. We just accepted the fact like whatever, we'll pay $5 for a bottle of Dasani. So part of my mind is focused on that, not getting dehydrated. So we're walking now, like I said, we walked the other way. Now we're passing the bars like of West Hollywood where there's people like on the patios drinking, watching. There's people like who probably camped out, like got there early in the morning watching. Like this is like the main hub probably of people watching the parade. We were like sardines. We were like walking like so slow, like barely taking any steps. It was just awful. But basically what happened was there was someone in a wheelchair struggling really hard to get through. So me and my friends and like the people that they were with were all trying to like huddle around and get this person to be able to just like wheel safely, like not over anybody or anything, but also get to where they were trying to go by like kind of making like a crowd around, educating, hey, like there's someone who like needs to get through. So my friends are kind of like in the front of them, I'm in the back, my hands are getting sweaty, I'm like holding my phone like this, like on my pop socket to kind of like air out my hand, but I'm still just, I'm not thinking. Like I'm on the brink of getting dehydrated again and I'm trying to help a person out, so I slip my phone into my pocket. And now mind you, I was wearing like athletic shorts, so they were loose pockets. A lot of people, when I tell them the story, they ask me if I put it in my back pocket. Like bro, it was hot. I was not wearing jeans. I mean, there were people pushed up on every side of me. A lot of people asked me like, did you feel it? Like, did you feel someone? Because spoiler alert, someone went into my pocket and took my phone. A lot of people asked me, did you feel something? And I honestly kind of do remember someone brushing up a little too fondly on my leg. But again, And I didn't even think to be like, yo, like phone, like is in there. I was honestly more worried about like being harassed and also more worried about this person in front of me that I'm trying to help. So we end up getting to a point where it's a little looser, people aren't as packed, the person goes on their merry way, and my friends are like kind of looking behind to be like, oh, like Jewel, come on. And I reach into my pocket and nothing is there. My heart sunk. My first thought is like, this cannot be happening to me. There were part of me that where I'm like, all my stuff is gone, like all my photos, like all these memories, like they're all gone. I mean, granted, I only had the phone for like 6 or 7 months, but it was like it was honestly probably the most expensive iPhone I had. It was like a graduation gift for my parents too. I mean, immediately I just full 180 and I dart back over and I just head down. I'm going against the grain of the people and I'm just looking down like, did I drop my phone? Like, I'm hoping that I did. I don't even care if it's like smashed at this point. I just want to know that I was not victim to pickpocketing. I mean, there's a couple like bar hoppers. I'm asking them, did anyone turn in a phone? Anyone turn in a phone? I kid you not, they lift up their shirts and they go, you got pickpocketed. This is what you need to be doing. And their phones were strapped to their chests underneath their shirts. I did not know it was that serious. I mean, you have $100,000, you know, item in your pocket. Of course, I guess it's gonna happen. But again, just little old Pittsburgh me never thought that that would happen. And again, I felt stupid. Like, yeah, like I should have known this. My mother says it all the time. Like, you're in LA, it's different, it's bigger. Like, there's gonna be weirder people out there, and that is totally true. My friends are gone at this point. I don't know where they are. I go into a store. It was like a sex lingerie store. But they were very nice and they let me use their phone. I called my phone first. It was straight to voicemail. I left some nasty voicemails, which probably no one ever got. And then I called my mom, which is like my mother's worst fear is getting like a phone call from a random California number. The first thing I told her was that I am safe and I'm okay. That is definitely very important to do whenever you're in a situation like that and you actually are okay. So just a little like PSA for anyone that is making a phone call like that, please always preface with so-and-so is okay, if they actually are. So anyways, I tell her what happened. She's like, okay, whatever, you know, there's not much she can do but just sympathize with me. So after that, I go back to the meeting spot that me and my friends decided on before all this, thank God. Surprisingly enough, there was a ton of police cars and I was crying and none of them came up to me, but a group of what I assume was lesbian moms came up to me and let me use their phone, and I went on Facebook Messenger and I texted my roommates like where I was at. Even though we already said like that was gonna be our meeting space, it was just really good to be able to contact them because I'm just sitting here crying lonely. Like, I don't have something to play on, you know, while I'm bored. All I can think about is what just happened to me. So the lesbian moms were super nice and they invited me to like the hardware store for drinks. I don't know, but now I support that hardware store knowing that it is lesbian approved. I end up meeting back up with my friends. We walk up the street like away from the parade and I call my parents from their phone. We're on the phone for like an hour or two. Granted, like my parents are across the country. It's 3 hours ahead their time on a Sunday. They're like, do we need to go to Verizon store to like get your phone shut off? Like, do we need to go to the bank? Because like my cards are all on Apple Pay and I have no idea how that works. That was my first phone with Face like ID, so I have no idea if they are able to get in. Are they just gonna like erase my phone to resell it, or are they actually gonna hack my information? I have no idea what these people's intentions are. So my mom canceled my cards and she had to cancel my Verizon line, which obviously is the safe thing to do if you're ever in a situation like this. I was very lucky. I brought my old iPhone like 7 or whatever out with me. I was only living in Anaheim for 7 months. I only brought like what I needed for 7 months, but for whatever reason, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring my old phone. Maybe like I'll transfer like all my photos over and like sell it while I'm there if I ever like need some money. Thank God I kept it, or else I would have had to buy a whole new phone, which I eventually did because my 7 sucked. But at the time, you know, working at Disney, I did not have the money for. Thank God I had my 7. I went to the Verizon store the next day and the Verizon guy was very nice and he did try helping me because I told him what happened, but unfortunately he was like, well, since you've already turned your phone off, I can't like claim it. I don't have the insurance plan, and part of me kicked myself. I should have bought the insurance plan because that was like the most expensive phone I've ever had, and like I was living in LA. Like if anything, I should have at least gotten it for just like the 7 months. But honestly, the protection plans when I looked into it are kind of shit anyways. I mean, like, it's like $15 a month, but you still also have to pay for like half the new phone that they give you. It really didn't matter. Once I like traded in my 7 for this, what is this, the 11? It probably honestly would have been the same price, like a couple $100s. So anyways, we end up finally going to the festival because now the parade's over. We can cross the street freely. We get our tickets at the will call. Thank God they weren't on my phone or anything. I mean, we didn't stay very long at the festival. It just wasn't a fun time. We literally only watched Vanjie perform, and even at that, she like had a ton of just like mess ups. Not her fault, but like a ton of just stuff happened. You could tell she was getting frustrated. We were having a frustrated day. It was so hot. Like I said, I had my wallet, but I didn't have any cash on me. We just basically paid for overpriced cocktails and sat. I mean, I do have some pictures, but they're on my friend's like Android phone. No offense. That is the story of how I got robbed at Pride. I didn't expect this video to be this long, so I'm gonna end it here. I cannot believe that still happened to me. And it's really sad because I was really hoping this year to kind of have a makeup Pride, celebrating in LA in West Hollywood with my girlfriend, knowing how to take care of my phone. Since then, my mother has given me the like waterproof cases where you ziplock your phone and there's like a necklace around it, and we joke that they're ugly, but I honestly would have actually worn it probably under this not very breathable t-shirt. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it. Also, go check out my TikTok. I make videos over there daily, and they are honestly mostly gay related. I will leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Honestly though, at the time it just sucked because that was like the poorest I've ever been too, working for Disney.